Holy sh! You know, just one time, I'd like there to be a GPU release that meets the expectations of us, or pricing, or the performance, something other than what we keep getting. And that's Nvidia and now AMD completely whiffing and dropping the ball on what should have been a very easy win. I'm seriously mad that AMD wasn't able to show up in the way that I wanted them to, but you know, at least the good news is this giveaway.
The right gaming keyboard can be the difference between life and death, at least in a video game, which is why this month I'm giving away this excellent wireless Cherry MX Red Thermalake gaming keyboard. And if you want it, you can see how to enter down in the description below.
So I was looking forward to buying a 7600, running my own tests and uploading them for all of you to view, as I would basically have access to this thing day one. However, I completely nixed that idea after seeing all of the reviews that have come out from all the usual suspects when it comes to tech tubers, and universally, again, just like the 4060 Ti was a bad GPU as far as for its value proposition, this one isn't looking that great either. Now, the 7600 in a vacuum doesn't perform terribly. It's actually a very solid 1080p GPU, and AMD reduced the price to make it more appealing to $269, thus giving us maybe a compelling enough reason to buy. But we're not in a vacuum. AMD has to compete not only with Nvidia and Intel, and I'm going to get into that a little bit, but their biggest competitor right now is just themselves. They can't get out of their own way. So from the competitive benchmarks that we saw, basically the 7600 slots in somewhere around 3060 to 3060 Ti-like performance, depending on the game, sometimes it's a little bit less. The biggest issue with this GPU is that it just isn't priced right for the actual performance that it's going to give you. And that is really the biggest problem that we've had with GPUs left, right, and center, is that the pricing just doesn't make sense. And AMD frankly should have known this. There's been a lot of tech outlets talking about how great the 6000 series was for AMD, how their GPUs provided more VRAM and therefore more longevity, a better investment for gamers who don't want to upgrade quite as soon. AMD could have ridden that by either providing a better price for this GPU or by squeezing out a little bit more performance, but they just did neither. And so this GPU doesn't serve a purpose in the current lineup we have. And honestly, AMD's biggest opponent is themselves, because right now in the used market is a smorgasbord of good deals. Now, if you don't want to buy a used GPU for the inherent risk of that, totally get it. But you can get both 3060 Ti's, 3070s, 6700 XTs, 6800s for about the same cost, if not less, than this brand new card that performs worse. That is the takeaway from all of this, is that AMD, on top of that, Intel recently has cut the price of their Intel Arc line, which, while it doesn't necessarily compete with this card across the board, it's still a better value. Around $200 for an A750 is pretty nuts if you're looking for a more budget option to get into gaming. And with Intel's drivers steadily getting better, it is simply a matter of time before they're able to kind of seat at the table of AMD and Nvidia and offer a compelling value. AMD has banked on their ability to undercut Nvidia's performance to price, but this is just a pure case of missing the mark. This card should have been way more than it was. There's not a compelling reason to buy it. In fact, I think the 4060 is still the card to get, and that's going to be around the same price, which should be coming out in a month or two. That's probably going to be the budget option most people go with, because until FSR 3.0 comes out, DLSS 3.0 is the main linchpin that the 4000 series has going for it. And if you can get access to that technology for $300 along with Nvidia's excellent suite of secondary software like NVENC and A1 encoding, it's kind of a wrap. So anyway, there you have it, guys. Not what we wanted, but we'll keep our eyes open. If you like this video, leave me a big thumbs up. You thought it was terrible, leave me a thumbs down. Remember to get subscribed and hit that bell icon so you know when these videos drop next. Make sure you enter that giveaway if you haven't already. And as always, I'll see you next time.